What's your story? So give me the story. Give me the scoop.
All right, I'm gonna give you the scoop. Let's start from the beginning. I was probably 11 when my daddy died. I was a spoiled kid, so I watched him growing up. He used to sell drugs and like he. I won't even say like he was like big through the neighborhood, but in my neighborhood, to me, from my perspective, he was big. Like everybody in my family respected him, and he got money
Right.
to that point. Him and his brother. So, I kind of like wanted to be like my daddy when I grew up, but I was so spoiled at the time. Like I'm not thinking about where the money coming from and none of that. I just wanted new games and all of that. So when he died, it took that away. So now it's, and my mama killed my daddy. So really everything kind of crumbled. So we went from having it to having nothing. She fighting the case for it. She ended up getting manslaughter, and I think she did a year with work release. And they only gave her that because they wanted me to testify. But if I would have testified, she probably would have got off. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I need to say. What you gonna do? Lose two parents?
Right.
So
Right.
I ended up going to live with my auntie while she was fighting the case. And she'd come out and work release and see me with when she could. So it went like that for about a year. Then we moved to Canton. And while I was in Canton, I want to say the first thing we started doing was jugging. Well, let's even before that, we started rapping. So now it's me and my cousins, cause now Pop's gone, so the structure gone. So now we running the streets, cause ain't no structure. And, at his house, ain't no structure either. I love my auntie to death, but it wasn't no structure. We going out, we out at 5 a.m. just running the streets.
Come back when you're tired.
Yeah, like literally, we blocks away at girls' houses, and they ain't had no structure either. Where was they mamas? It was just, what I'm saying? It was a crazy world, but it was fun. Looking back, it's like my kids will never know how fun it was to live that type of life. But it was me, Biggs, Paid, he RIP, AJ RIP, and Lonnie, my other cousin. So Biggs is my cousin, Lonnie is my cousin. Paid, he was from Hubble, that's 2 blocks down. And AJ was from 7 Mile, but he went to school with Biggs. And it was Mazo too. But he came a little bit later. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody, we kind of congregated, and everybody had their own people they was getting money with and doing stuff with. So we all brought that to the table too. And it ended up being something like crazy big. Like it was, I think, if you really want to say it, all the people that was claiming Bandgang but wasn't Bandgang, it was probably like 100 people at the time. So with that is gonna come like a lot of knowledge, and how's y'all get money? How y'all get money? Okay, we trading, information. So it came about that everybody started doing the same thing to get money, and that was jugging. It was Instagram jugging. So making fake pages, like I say, my name is Cash Flip Mac. You know what I'm saying? So when the person go on the page, it like we done made a whole persona of a person that maybe work at Western Union, or at the time it was Vanilla Reloads. So we act like we work at Vanilla Reload. So when a person go buy the Vanilla Reload card and say put 500 on it, we tell them, okay, you can make $5,000. If you read us the numbers off the back of the card in our system, I'm gonna put a 0 on it. So all I need you to do is send me the $500 after I do this for you, but you got to read me the code on the card. But when they read the code on the card, we just
Access.
dropped that cheese on the R card. So now you out your whole 500. So we did that for a while. And my thing with that, I wasn't even really the cash flip like person. I was selling bowls. So I was the weed man on the fake Instagram pages. I done did both. I done really did every type of way. But my thing was selling bowls because it just made more sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard for me to tell you that this makes sense when in my head it really don't even make sense. I think that's a scam, so I'm gonna tell you it ain't. Now with the weed,
Right.
it make more sense to me because everybody want to find a plug, so I know
Right.
like what your pain points are, so I can cater to that. So I did my thing with that, and we all did our things with that, and we were young at the time. I think I want to say like 15, 16, 14, something like that, like around them times. This was when did we start? It all started in like 2011. So I don't know, but whenever it started, that's how it started. That's how I first got into my little scamming journey. And Biggs is the one that showed me. He really didn't even want to show me. That's my blood cousin, but he was looking at it like, man, I shouldn't even put you onto this, man. But
I'm giving you the spice.
yeah, but it was at a point where it's like, hey, you gonna give me the sauce or we gonna fall out over this, because hey, you ain't gonna be the only one getting no money. Like, that's crazy. So he gave it to me. I did my little thing, changed it up for me, and we really had like a whole play running. Like, we ended up making it something bigger than even what it was. Like, we started making websites and having people just go on the website and enter their information, making it look realer. But then from there, one of my other cousins, he was swiping at the time, so he ended up catching the case for something. It was something irrelevant that ain't had nothing to do with swiping, but he was gonna sit down for a minute. So he telling me like, okay, I want to put you hip to it. So when I'm sitting down, you can run everything while I'm sitting down. So he had me buy MSR, and when he sent me the site to buy the MSR, I don't know why he didn't just send me Amazon, but it was some descript site. Like, it was a weird site. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess back then Amazon really wasn't so big. So I went on there and I saw a different thing, like a mini DX. It was like a smaller version of the MSR, but all it did was read cards. It didn't write them. So I bought that too.
And for the people, what exactly is an MSR?
The MSR, I might have one sitting on the table or something. I do. This is the MSR. What you do, well, what scammers do is they take the card, swipe it through the box, and it can read the card and write the card, so it can put new numbers onto the card. So that's what we used to do at the time, fraud prevention. Now, this is just for demonstrative purposes. But from there, I had to learn the site too. So the first site he took me to, I think it was Rescator. And for people that don't know, the Rescator really suck. It's all right, but the valid rate low. But they got a refund timer. The From there, I learned about the site. The first site I learned about was the Rescator. So on the Rescator, for people that know, the valid rate was low on the Rescator. So that means like 1 out of every 10 cards will actually work. So with them odds, and you got to really know a BN that worked for it. BN is a bank identification number. So the first 6 numbers that's on any card, that's going to be the BN. So 519269, that's going to be Bank of Montreal. That's the BN for Bank of Montreal. 519322, that's also Bank of Montreal. For this card is 435880. That's the BN. That's the card that's going to be the numbers that's on the card. So any card number that start with 435880, that's going to be a Visa gift card. So he showed me about the BNs too, and he had BNs that was working for gift cards. So from there, he showed me how to write the cards. Then he didn't show me how to go in the store though. From there, he just had me driving. So I got 300 to drive them around and take them to the stores where they were swiping the cards. But that was enough for me. I synced every facet of the game. And, that really would have been cool for me. I wouldn't even have made no big deal about it. But I remember it like yesterday. When all the money ended up coming back, we went and picked the money up from the check cashing. That's where everybody go in Detroit, at least, to drop off their gift cards and get the cash for the gift cards, exchange them. They was paying, I think, 85% at the time. So when we dropped that off and got the cash back, I got the $300 One of my cousins got like 2,000. Another one got 1,000. And he got like 7. But I remember them laughing about it, like, ha ha, you only got 300. And from there, he was like, okay, driving is over with. I'm not just only gonna have 300. Like this don't work for me. So they felt some type of way because they felt like I was entitled, but it wasn't even the entitlement. It's just, y'all made it like this. I wasn't even thinking about it like that until y'all said something. So what I did, I took the mini DX that I had already bought. That's the mini MSR, like the one I just showed, but it's like the size of your thumb instead of big. So I gave that to somebody that worked in, I think the first one I went to was Cold Stone. It was some place that I shouldn't even have gave a person the box set. But she got, I think, 10 cards. In the meantime, I was buying cards from the site, waiting for her to come back with the box. Wasn't nothing hitting. We going out of town. I think out of maybe 100 cards I had bought, maybe 2, 3 worked. Odds was terrible. I'm spending money, losing it. It ain't going good. So that box came back. The numbers of the box came back. She had like a 10 piece. Every one hit. So I say, oh, all I need is to find people that can really get card numbers. So then I start finding people that worked at McDonald's, different McDonald's, like all in back cash. So I had people in Canton McDonald's, in Detroit McDonald's, in Bloomfield Hills McDonald's, any McDonald's I could find, Taco Bell's and Wendy's too. Everybody that had a job, I'm fresh out of high school at the time, or I might still been in high school. I don't remember. But whatever it was, I knew a lot of people that worked at McDonald's because, school. I know y'all from school. So I get them $10 a card. They'd come back with normally after a week 100 cards. Now my thing was I'm not even gonna try to hit the card for 1,000, like no nothing crazy. I'm only hitting it for $100. If I can pay $10 a number and get $100 back, that's 10x. If I can 10x my money every trip, I'm good with that. So that's exactly what we did. We went and now even with that, not every card will work. But at the same time, some cards will work for more than $100. So after I swipe it for the 100, well, we'll try it again. It might work for 200, 300, 400, 500. But some of them, even if we check it at FedEx and it worked, it might not work in the store for the gift card. Like the bin just might not work for gift cards. So the odds ended up being like out of 100 cards, you're gonna make like 10,000. Like that's the numbers I was playing with. But I was getting so many cards, it ended up being maybe 300 cards a week. So we doing the numbers though, it's making sense. But then I was the only one with a box. Nobody else had a box because they still buying numbers off the site. So that went how it went for a while. But then a new being came around, like the one I just talked about, 519269. It's so legendary, I still remember it to this day. Every card was hitting for 1,000, at least, at bare minimum. One of the homies went to jail because he went and did 50,000 in the mire buying gift cards. He sat back there buying gift cards, didn't leave until it was gone. And he didn't even get arrested that day. He got arrested when he came back, tried to do it again. So you feel me? That's how that being was working. Everything was smacking. So, we had a run with that. And I ended up going to jail, the same story. But when I went to jail, like I say, that I had 1,000 cars in the trunk. So that's the scale of where I was at the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the site had just updated. So it was a lot of 519269 and 322s on there. So that was the mission I had set out for. I had set out for a life-changing mission. Like, this is going to be the last one. And it's crazy that when you say it's the last trip, it's your last trip, all right. And that's when we got caught. Leaving the mire after getting some iPads and some gift cards. I had a $400 Nordstrom gift card, an iPad Pro Max, I think, and an iPad normal. And what else? I think the other people with me had them too. And I had a Canada ID. The reason I did Canada because I know nobody in America know what a Canada ID look like. So when I showed it to the people, they like, okay, let me go through. What else was it? And then even to that point, when the police pulled me over and he like, Canada. He didn't know it was fake either. He just like, he had to call in the numbers. And I'm really like, you know what? You ain't even got to waste your time, man. Just come on.
Yeah, let's go and get this bond out the way, man.
And that's really where I messed up too, because I was so thirsty for it. I'm in jail. I done got on the jail phone, called my girl, told her, hey, they took the card printer, they took everything. Order one for me, have it ready when I get out. And that is why I didn't get no bond. Judge heard that, said, yeah, you stuck here, buddy.